Hi, I'm Harvey Stone and welcome to the Relationships Forum. What I'd like to do in this video and the accompanying video is to very briefly give you a feel for what the Relationships Forum is, what's unique about it, and most importantly, what are the benefits you can derive from participating in the forum. Now, as background, you likely know that today 40 to 50% of relationships will wind up in divorce. That's a lot of divorce, that's a lot of pain. And given the financial crisis of the last year and a half, the amount of anxiety that people feel, the amount of stress that's on families, makes it that much harder to find, to build, and to maintain over time the kind of relationships that we all want. Relationships that provide us with a great deal of joy, of happiness, of satisfaction, of intimacy, and the kind of relationships that don't have a lot of that pain, that god-awful emotional anxiety, the hurt, that seems to be there at least some of the time in every relationship. Now, given that background, the purpose of the Relationships Forum is to provide you with the perspectives, the skills, the tools that you need. And in doing that, we take as a fundamental principle a Japanese word called kaizen. And kaizen means continuous improvement, because we absolutely believe there is no silver bullet when it comes to relationships. It does take focus, it does take learning new skills, it does take practicing the skills we already have in order to move us closer and closer to finding, building, and maintaining over time the kind of relationships that we want. So what's unique about the Relationships Forum? Well, we think there are three things. First of all, the kinds of perspectives, tools, and skills that will provide you. Now, there are many websites that do a great job in terms of setting and keeping behavioral goals. And we will too. But if you're like me, boy, I've set a lot of goals in my life. I've kept many of them, but I've also not kept many of them. And sure, sometimes I was lazy and sometimes life intruded, all those good things. But the reality is, there's much more to it than just stating the goal and keeping it. Because we all grow up, we all develop a human psychology, we all have habits and patterns that are unconscious, meaning they're unaware to us, that play out in our ability to keep those goals, and more importantly and more broadly, they play a critical role in building and maintaining the kind of quality relationships that we want. The second unique aspect is that the three moderators of the forum, myself, Harvey Stone, my wife, Fleur Green, and our daughter, Michael Green, we are a family. So my wife and I have had nearly 40 years of working out husband and wife issues. We've worked out many of the usual common parent-child issues. And even beyond that, we are a classic modern family in that we have people with hyphenated names, we've got people who've had trouble with alcohol and had trouble with the law, we've got strange uncles, we've got strange aunts, you name it, we've got it. And as appropriate, we will share some of those personal experiences that we've gone through with our own family with you to help you with your relationships. The third unique aspect of the forum is that we're not just a family, but a family with a great deal of professional experience in this area. I myself have a PhD in clinical psychology. I've worked with individuals, I've worked with families, I've worked in drug and alcohol units. I've also led large group personal growth weekends with thousands of people. My wife Fleur has been a therapist for more than 30 years. She specializes in working with individuals and couples, and she has a specialty in dreams, and we'll have a whole section of the website dedicated to dreams. And our daughter Michael, who had the misfortune of growing up with not one but two psychologists, has really taken that experience and used it well and is now a relationship coach who can help people to see the patterns in their relationships and to move towards the kinds of relationships that they really want. So to summarize, what's unique about the forum is that we will provide a much broader range of tools, skills, and perspective than one usually finds on the web. Secondly, we ourselves are a family who've been through all kinds of things in our own relationships. And thirdly, we have a great deal of professional experience to share with you. So we invite you to participate in the forum, and we invite you now to watch the second video, and where you'll get a much better sense of what it is that you can derive from your participation in the forum. Thank you.